Did you know that your bedroom, a space designed for complete rest and rejuvenation, can subtly affect your body every night? For those over the age of 65, this isn't just a troubling thought. It's a serious and escalating threat that can impact sleep quality, cognitive functions like memory, and even heart health, often without the individual being aware of the underlying cause of their declining well-being. Despite diligently following all healthy lifestyle recommendations, eating well, taking necessary medications regularly, and maintaining physical activity, people sometimes wake up feeling tired, mentally sluggish, or experiencing unexplained aches. The source of such problems might be just inches from a sleeper's head. This article will explore 5 invisible sources of radiation present in the bedroom that can gradually deplete the body's vitality night after night, and suggest simple changes you can make immediately to restore truly restorative, healing sleep. Every night, your bedroom is meant to be the most protected sanctuary in your home. It's a space where your body can fully rest, recover, and prepare for the new day. However, for many older adults, especially those aged 65 and above, there's an invisible threat subtly located just inches from their headboard. It doesn't make noise, vibrate, or emit bright light, yet it has a far more profound impact on sleep quality than one might imagine. The digital alarm clocks people have relied on for years might be doing more harm than good, especially if placed directly on the nightstand. The truth is, most digital clocks, particularly those continuously plugged into an electrical outlet, emit a specific type of energy known as electromagnetic fields, or EMFs. These fields are invisible to the human eye, but they are continuously emitted 24/7 from the moment the device is switched on. When such a clock is just 6 to 12 inches, 15 to 30 centimeters, from a person's brain, as is often the case for those who keep them near their pillow, the influence becomes constant and focused. The brain, nervous system, and even the immune system remain under constant low-intensity stress, without the individual ever realizing the true reasons for their malaise. Over time, the body's cells naturally lose some of their regenerative capacity. This means that older adults have increased sensitivity to various environmental factors, including electromagnetic fields, compared to younger adults. While a teenager can sleep deeply and peacefully in almost any conditions, a 70-year-old's body is significantly more susceptible, especially during sleep when the brain should be undergoing active restoration. Instead of fully resting, the body ultimately has to function in overdrive, trying to recover under invisible but constant pressure. Have you ever wondered why you wake up tired, even after a full night's rest? Or why you start the morning with a nagging headache, a feeling of general sluggishness, or a heavy sensation around your eyes? These signs are usually attributed to the natural aging process. However, the true cause might be much simpler and, importantly, easily remedied. Such symptoms may not just be natural manifestations of age, but also an alarming signal that something in your immediate vicinity is preventing your body from fully recovering. As an illustration, consider the story of Evelyn, a retired schoolteacher from Oregon. At 73, she meticulously followed all healthy lifestyle rules. She went to bed early, completely eliminated caffeine from her diet, and even regularly practiced meditation. Nevertheless, every morning she woke up feeling as if she hadn't slept at all. She constantly suffered from daily headaches, restless nights, and persistent fatigue, even though doctors consistently assured her there were no underlying health problems. Her condition remained a mystery until one day she stumbled upon an article about the effects of electromagnetic fields, EMFs, in the bedroom and decided to investigate. That's when she realized her digital clock had been just 12 inches, 30 centimeters, from her head every night for almost 5 years. In a small experiment, Evelyn replaced her digital alarm clock with a simple battery-operated analog clock and moved it to the far end of her dresser, as far as possible from her sleeping area. The results were almost instantaneous and truly astonishing. Within just 4 nights, Evelyn slept soundly without waking once. Her headaches completely disappeared and the brain fog lifted. She woke up feeling significantly lighter and clearer than she had in years. It was like a curtain lifted, she told her daughter. I had no idea how long I'd been sleeping under an invisible cloud. Modern science is gradually beginning to confirm what Evelyn experienced firsthand. Numerous studies have convincingly shown that exposure to electromagnetic fields, especially during nighttime sleep, can disrupt the natural production of melatonin. Melatonin is not just a hormone that regulates human sleep-wake cycles. It is also a powerful antioxidant that actively supports the body's immune function. When melatonin production is suppressed, not only does one suffer from poor sleep, but the body is also deprived of a key tool in fighting various diseases and inflammatory processes. This is especially critical for older adults whose immune systems are already weakened with age. So, what can be done in such a situation? The first and simplest step is to replace digital clocks with a battery-operated model or a mechanical clock. These devices function just as effectively, but do not emit electromagnetic radiation. If using a digital clock is a necessity, it should be moved at least 6 feet, 2 meters, away from the bed. This might seem like a minor detail, but for older adults, even such seemingly small changes can lead to significant improvements in quality of life and overall well-being. Your body is constantly interacting with you, often sending signals through fatigue, headaches, or restless sleep. The problem isn't always within the body itself. It could be just inches away, gently emitting light throughout the night. By adjusting your bedroom environment, you provide your body with the quiet, low-stress space it needs for complete healing. Better sleep, in turn, means increased energy, improved concentration, and even stronger heart health. And when you wake up rested and with a clear head, all daily tasks, from making breakfast to remembering names, seem significantly easier. Everyone deserves truly restorative rest. Start with this simple step tonight and allow your body to finally get the sleep it has been waiting for. For many older adults, the bedroom should serve as a quiet sanctuary, a place to escape the world's hustle and bustle and allow the mind to rest. But what if this very space of tranquility is filled with something silent, invisible, yet powerful enough to disrupt your memory, heart rhythm, and sleep quality? This may sound dramatic, but more and more research confirms what many older adults are already beginning to suspect. Wi-Fi routers and other wireless devices can subtly affect a person's brain and body throughout the night. If you're over 65, the effect can be even more intense, as your body's natural defense mechanisms are not as strong as they once were. One of the most frequently overlooked, yet critically important, barriers within the human body is the blood-brain barrier. Imagine it as a filter designed to protect the brain from harmful substances circulating in the bloodstream. Over time, as the body ages, this barrier becomes more permeable, more vulnerable, and less effective at preventing toxins and various disturbances from reaching the sensitive brain tissues. This circumstance makes the brains of older adults particularly susceptible to external influences. Now, add to this the constant influence of pulsed radiofrequency waves, similar to those emitted by a Wi-Fi router that may be operating 24/7 just a few feet from your head. The risk transforms from hypothetical to immediate, especially when the body is in its most vulnerable state during deep sleep. In this period, the brain actively recovers, and any external interference can disrupt this vital process. It is not uncommon for older adults to wake up feeling sluggish, mentally foggy, or emotionally drained, even if they went to bed early and seemingly got enough rest. This is not always just a manifestation of normal aging. Sometimes, it's the brain's way of signaling a problem, indicating that something is hindering its natural healing process at night. It is now known that exposure to electromagnetic fields, EMFs, can weaken memory, increase heart rate variability, and disrupt melatonin production, the very hormone that helps induce deep, healing sleep. Allow me to share the story of Stanley, a 71-year-old retired engineer from Michigan. He was a big fan of technology and always sought to stay up to date with the latest innovations. His Wi-Fi router was conveniently located on his bedroom dresser, just 8 feet, 2.5 meters, from his sleeping area. He liked staying connected, even while resting, and never considered the device's potential impact until his memory began to noticeably decline. He started forgetting where he put his keys, confusing appointment dates, and repeating the same stories to his wife without realizing it. Worse, he noticed an unpleasant fluttering in his chest and frequent dizziness, which greatly worried his family. Stanley's cardiologist performed a series of tests and found no serious problems, but then asked him a surprising question: "Where is your router at night?" This single question changed everything. Stanley decided to move his router to the far corner of the house, downstairs in his home office. He even connected it to a simple outlet timer so the device would automatically turn off at 11 p.m. and turn back on at 7 a.m. In just 3 weeks, his sleep quality significantly improved. The fluttering in his heart disappeared, and his memory began to sharpen again. His wife noticed that in the mornings he was more alert, more attentive at breakfast, and even remembered their neighbors' names again. At his next doctor's visit, Stanley's cognitive scores had improved by almost 30%. This case clearly demonstrates how external factors can significantly influence the body's internal processes. So what's the lesson? Even a seemingly insignificant passive device like a Wi-Fi router can have a huge impact on an older person's health if it's located in the wrong place. The solution to this problem is not complicated, and there's no need to give up the conveniences of modern technology. You just need to make them work in harmony with human biology, not against it. It's a matter of conscious use. If your Wi-Fi router is in your bedroom or in close proximity to it, consider moving it to another floor or at the very least to the farthest corner of your home. If relocating it isn't feasible, you can use an outlet timer to automatically turn it off at night. Constant Wi-Fi during sleep is not a necessity. And if you're ready for more radical changes, consider using a wired Ethernet connection for greater safety, especially in the bedroom. Wired connections not only reduce radiation exposure, but also improve internet stability, which can be beneficial if you work from home or enjoy video calls with family to enter mature years. Even the most minor details take on special significance, especially when it comes to sleep quality, memory, and heart health. The human body works tirelessly every night to recover, rejuvenate, and protect itself from long-term damage. However, it cannot perform this vital work if it is exposed to disruptive signals for 8 consecutive hours. By making this one seemingly minor change, moving or deactivating Wi-Fi at night, you give your brain the quiet it craves and the darkness it needs for complete healing. In return, you may notice brighter mornings, clearer thoughts, and a heart that feels a little more stable. Sometimes, the answer to improved health isn't another pill or an additional medical examination. It might lie in simply rethinking what quietly sits next to your bed. There's something comforting about the fresh scent of a bedroom, a subtle aroma that makes the space feel clean, safe, and peaceful at the end of the day. For many older adults, especially those living alone, maintaining a pleasant smell in the home becomes part of their daily routine, a way to create a warm, welcoming atmosphere. But what if that quiet scent is doing more harm than good, particularly to your lungs, sleep, and even your daytime energy levels? Perhaps it's time to take a closer look at something as seemingly minor as an electric air freshener. Electric air fresheners can be found in millions of homes worldwide. They are convenient, affordable, and promise weeks of pleasant fragrance without any maintenance. However, most people don't realize that these devices do more than just release scent. They also emit a constant stream of electromagnetic radiation, EMF, while plugged in. Simultaneously, they release volatile organic compounds, VOCs, tiny airborne particles that can irritate the lungs, especially when inhaled during sleep. This creates a double burden on your respiratory system. Constant EMF exposure combined with a slow accumulation of synthetic chemicals in the air you breathe. For older adults, this burden becomes even more pronounced. As we age, lung function naturally declines, and airways become more sensitive to irritants that younger lungs might handle without issue. Aging lungs also recover more slowly, meaning that exposure to everyday toxins, even mild ones, can lead to long-term inflammation, chronic coughing, or difficulty breathing. Let me share the story of Virginia, a 77-year-old widow from Florida. Virginia loved keeping her home clean and fresh. She used electric air fresheners in almost every room, including the one next to her bed, because she loved the relaxing lavender scent at night. But over time, she began to notice a dry, scratchy throat, followed by a lingering cough that wouldn't go away. At first, she blamed allergies or seasonal changes. She tried cough syrup, drank warm tea, and even installed a humidifier, but nothing helped. It wasn't until she spent a week at her daughter's house, where there were no air fresheners, that she finally noticed a difference. Her cough subsided, her breathing became easier, and she woke up without that unpleasant feeling of tightness in her chest. When she returned home, her daughter gently suggested removing all electric devices from her bedroom and living areas. Virginia agreed, though she hesitated. She had used them for years and loved how her home smelled. Instead, they placed small bowls of baking soda in each room to absorb odors and added a few cotton balls with essential oil near her dresser, away from the bed. Within a few days, her breathing improved again. In the mornings, she felt more rested, less congested, and even noticed she was sleeping more deeply than before. Her pulmonologist was surprised at how quickly her lung function recovered after years of struggling with chronic airway irritation. And perhaps most importantly, Virginia felt more empowered, as if she had regained control over her own body and home environment. Scientific research now confirms that electric air fresheners can release chemicals such as formaldehyde, benzene, and phthalates into the atmosphere, compounds known to irritate the respiratory tract and, in high concentrations, contribute to long-term health risks. During sleep, when breathing becomes slower and deeper, these substances have more time to settle in the lungs and enter the bloodstream. And when combined with the low-level electromagnetic fields, EMFs, emitted by the device itself, the health impact on older adults becomes even more significant and potentially dangerous. So what's the best option? Start by unplugging all electric air fresheners from your bedroom, especially if they're close to your head while you sleep. Then, you could try natural alternatives, such as a bowl of baking soda placed in a corner of the room. It quietly absorbs odors without adding anything harmful to the air. If you prefer pleasant scents, you can use essential oils, such as lavender or cedar, on a cotton ball placed at the opposite end of the room from your bed. Even dried herbs or flowers in a breathable sachet can provide a light, soothing aroma without introducing harmful chemicals or radiation. The key is to allow your bedroom to return to its natural state. It's a place where the air is clean, the environment is gentle, and your body can relax without interference. There's no need to sacrifice comfort or cleanliness to protect your lungs and your rest. You just need to be mindful of what surrounds you while you sleep. Because at this stage of life, every breath matters. Every night of deep, uninterrupted sleep matters. And sometimes, the most significant improvements begin with the smallest changes, such as what you choose to plug in next to your bed. On cold nights, there's nothing more comforting than snuggling into a warm bed. For many older adults, especially those living in cooler climates or suffering from joint pain, an electric blanket or heating pad can seem like the perfect solution. They provide immediate warmth, relieve stiffness, and create a cozy feeling that helps the body relax and prepare for sleep. But what if this very warmth is subtly interfering with your health night after night, without you even realizing it? Electric blankets and plug-in heating pads function by passing an electric current through thin wires woven into the fabric. These currents generate heat, but they also create an electromagnetic field, EMF, that surrounds your body while you sleep. Unlike other household appliances that are several feet away, electric blankets lie directly on your skin, covering your chest, abdomen, and legs. This means your entire body is exposed to low-level radiation for many hours straight, precisely when your cells should be resting, recovering, and regenerating. For younger individuals, the body might tolerate such exposure with few noticeable effects. But for older adults, especially those over 65, it's a completely different story. The body's ability to regulate inflammation weakens with age, and EMF exposure during sleep can subtly trigger the production of stress molecules. Over time, this additional inflammation can worsen chronic conditions like arthritis, disrupt heart rhythm, and hinder deep, restorative sleep. It's not just a discomfort, but a systemic impact that undermines natural self-healing processes. Let me share the story of Dorothy, a 75-year-old retired nurse from Minnesota. Winters in her town are long and harsh, and for years, she relied on her electric blanket to help her sleep in the cold. She used it every night, leaving on a low setting until morning, and never thought it could be causing any harm. But gradually, Dorothy began to notice something was off. Her joints became stiffer in the mornings, even though the warmth helped her fall asleep at night. She started waking up with strange muscle aches and a racing heart, which worried her. At first, she attributed it to aging, the weather, or stress. But after reading an article about electromagnetic fields, EMFs, and sleep, she decided to try something different for just a few weeks. She replaced her electric blanket with a thick down comforter and made her bed with flannel sheets and a wool mattress pad. On particularly cold nights, she used a hot water bottle at her feet or heated a rice bag in a microwave to pre-warm the sheets. Within 3 weeks, the difference was striking. Her joint pain decreased, her heart rhythm stabilized, and she reported sleeping more soundly than she had in months. She felt more energetic and clear-minded during the day. Scientific research now confirms what Dorothy experienced. Studies show that prolonged EMF exposure during sleep can increase markers of inflammation in older adults by as much as 35%. This type of inflammation doesn't cause immediate pain, but it slowly undermines the body's resilience, affecting everything from joint mobility to heart function. The quiet, constant presence of EMFs near your body during sleep might seem insignificant, but over time, it accumulates. It's like a drop that wears away a stone, gradually weakening the body's internal defenses. So what can you do if you still need warmth during the winter months? Fortunately, there are safe and effective alternatives. Natural insulators like wool, down, or flannel are excellent at trapping body heat and keeping you warm without relying on electricity. For extra comfort, pre-warming your bed with a hot water bottle or a microwave-safe heating pad filled with rice or flaxseed can provide gentle warmth without the risk of EMF exposure. And if you must use an electric heating device, consider turning it on only before bed and then unplugging it before you fall asleep. You should never sleep all night with the device on, especially if it's in direct contact with your skin. This way, you give your body warmth when it needs it most, while protecting it during those crucial hours of healing and rest. As you age, your perception of comfort begins to change. Cold nights feel even colder. Muscles tense up more easily, and what used to be a slight chill now prevents you from falling asleep. For many older adults, that's when an electric blanket or heating pad becomes a nightly companion, offering a sense of warmth and relief that feels essential. But what if this comfort comes at an invisible cost? A hidden layer of stress that is placed on your body night after night, while you sleep and expect to heal. Few people talk about it, but more and more scientists are expressing concern. Electric blankets and heating pads don't just produce heat. They also generate low-frequency electromagnetic fields, EMFs, that surround your body when the devices are on. These EMFs are a form of non-ionizing radiation, and while they are much weaker than X-rays or microwaves, their constant presence can still interact with your body's internal systems. The situation is particularly concerning when the exposure is prolonged, close to the body, and occurs during sleep, when your cells are working hardest to repair themselves. For older adults, whose tissues are more vulnerable to inflammation and oxidative stress, this exposure can subtly tip the scales towards discomfort and imbalance. You might not notice it immediately. You might just wake up with stiff joints, an aching hip, or a racing heart that subsides by morning. These symptoms might seem like signs of aging, but they could also be signals that your body isn't getting the quiet it needs at night. It's not just fatigue, but chronic exposure that gradually undermines your ability to recover. For Dorothy, the 75-year-old retiree from Minnesota, these signs became too constant to ignore. Dorothy had always loved her electric blanket. Living in a cold climate, she relied on it to fall asleep and stay warm during long winters. But over time, her sleep became more superficial, and her knees started aching, even when she walked very little. She also began to notice heart palpitations, fast, irregular beats that worried her when she lay still. Her doctor performed tests, but nothing urgent was found. Still, something was wrong. And when she read an article about EMFs and aging, Dorothy decided to try something different. She removed her electric blanket and replaced it with layers of natural warmth: flannel sheets, a wool blanket, and a soft mattress pad. She also added a simple bedtime routine. She would heat a rice bag in a microwave and place it under her covers for a few minutes. Then she would remove it before getting into bed, allowing the bed to retain warmth without electricity. Within 3 weeks, her sleep significantly improved. The heart palpitations stopped. Her joints became more mobile, and for the first time in months, she woke up feeling clear and strong. She found that her energy during the day had significantly increased, and she could enjoy daily activities with greater ease. Scientists now understand that chronic EMF exposure, especially when the entire body is enveloped in a field, as is the case with electric blankets, can elevate levels of inflammatory cytokines. These are chemical messengers that tell the immune system when to fight. But when they remain elevated for too long, they can create low-level inflammation throughout the body. This is one of the hidden factors behind age-related issues like joint stiffness, fatigue, and cardiovascular strain. It's not that electric blankets are inherently evil or dangerous. The problem lies in how often they are used. Sleeping 8 hours a night wrapped in an EMF field might seem harmless. But for an aging body that requires deeper recovery, this background stress can interfere. That it drains energy from healing and adds another layer of invisible effort to your rest. So, what are the safer alternatives? Natural fibers like wool, flannel, or fleece are excellent at retaining heat without needing to be plugged in. If you need a little extra warmth, a hot water bottle or a microwaved rice bag will provide cozy comfort without radiation. And if you still use an electric blanket, consider turning it off once the bed is warm, allowing your body to sleep through the night without EMF exposure. Sometimes, the greatest act of self-care isn't what you add, but what you remove. By creating a sleeping space that is warm, gentle, and free from unnecessary interference, you give your body the chance to do what it was designed to do: recover. Because truly restorative sleep isn't just a luxury in older age. It's your body's natural medicine, and you deserve every drop of it. As we age, our bodies become more sensitive not only to illness or injury, but also to the hidden stressors that surround us every day. And for many older adults, some of the most overlooked threats are not outside the home, but right next to the bed. Digital alarm clocks, Wi-Fi routers, electric air fresheners, charging phones, and electric blankets may seem harmless, but they subtly emit waves of energy that the human body can sense. This is especially true at night, when healing and restoration should be occurring. These invisible forces can interfere with sleep, heart rhythm, memory, and even joint health. The truth is that older adults are more vulnerable because the body's recovery systems slow down with age. Cells take longer to regenerate. Sleep becomes more superficial, and anything that adds a burden, even something as small as a gadget on the nightstand, can disrupt the balance, leading to fatigue, pain, or forgetfulness. But there's good news. You don't have to fear your bedroom. You just need to rethink it. One simple change, like moving your phone further away or turning off Wi-Fi at night, can lead to deeper, more quality rest. A small adjustment to what you plug in can give your brain and body the quiet they've been asking for. After all, every night is a chance to heal, and your body, even now, still knows how to do it, if only given the necessary space and conditions. You have come this far with strength and resilience. Now, allow your bedroom to support you with the calm, clean energy you truly deserve. Create a sanctuary for yourself where every cell in your body can truly relax and regenerate. Sometimes, the smallest items can have the biggest impact on how you sleep, how you think, and how you feel every morning. But the good news is that with just a few gentle changes, You can create a space that supports your body and provides the rest you deserve every night. Now that you've learned this vital information, perhaps it's worth pausing and reflecting deeply. Have any of the mentioned hidden sources of radiation or chemicals, such as digital alarm clocks, Wi-Fi routers, electric air fresheners, or heating devices, been consistently present in your bedroom? What single, even the most minor, change are you willing to make tonight to purposefully improve the quality of your rest and overall well-being? Understanding these subtle yet potentially harmful factors is not just about gaining new knowledge. It's the first and most decisive step toward creating a healthier, safer, and more restorative sleep environment. This doesn't require radical home renovations, expensive repairs, or significant financial investments, but rather a conscious and mindful approach to what surrounds you during the most important hours of the day, when your body and mind should be recovering and healing most effectively. Each of us is unique, and what works for one person may differ for another. But the fundamental principles of minimizing exposure to electromagnetic fields and synthetic chemicals remain universal and applicable to everyone, regardless of age and health status. It's worth considering how this new knowledge can dramatically change your well-being, because even the slightest, seemingly minor improvement in sleep quality can significantly impact your energy, concentration levels, mental clarity, emotional state, and overall cognitive functions throughout the day. This is not just a temporary solution for immediate discomfort. It's a long-term, strategic investment in future health, vitality, and overall well-being, which will undoubtedly pay off handsomely in the form of improved quality of life and increased resilience to stress. The value of this information lies not only in its personal application, which is undoubtedly paramount and most tangible, but also in the immense opportunity to help others by spreading this important knowledge. If you found the presented information useful, enlightening, and inspiring for positive changes in your own life, you should consider how this information could help your friends, family members, or loved ones, especially those in their mature years, past the age of 60. Many older adults face unexplained sleep problems, such as insomnia or shallow sleep, memory impairment, chronic fatigue, unexplained headaches, or general malaise, while being completely unaware of external factors that may be the hidden cause of their suffering. These symptoms are often mistakenly attributed solely to the aging process, whereas the true source of discomfort may be in close proximity. By sharing such vital knowledge, you are not just transmitting information, you are actively contributing to the formation of a more informed, conscious, and ultimately healthier community where everyone can make informed decisions about their well-being. This action goes beyond ordinary conversation, becoming a contribution to public health. It is not just an act of courtesy or friendly conversation. It is a profound act of care and support that can bring immense, invaluable benefits to those who are actively seeking answers to their health questions and striving to improve their lives. Such help can be a real breakthrough for someone who has long suffered from unexplained ailments. Spreading verified and scientifically based information on how to create optimal and safe conditions for rest is a critically important step toward a significant and sustainable improvement in quality of life for all those in their mature years, helping them find the peace and energy they deserve. This is an investment in longevity and well-being. It is important to remember that the bedroom is not just another room in the house designed for sleeping. It is a sacred sanctuary for the body and mind, a place where the deepest restoration and healing occur at the cellular level. Its role in maintaining health cannot be overstated. It is a space where cells actively renew, repairing damage accumulated during the day, where the brain processes information received during the day and consolidates memories, strengthening cognitive function and preventing age-related changes. Thus, the bedroom becomes a key laboratory for maintaining youth and mental clarity. By creating a calm space, free from any invisible interference, you are not just improving your sleep for one night or a short period. You're making a powerful, long-term investment in your vitality, resilience, and overall health. This is a strategic decision that pays dividends for many years. It has a direct and positive impact on your ability to think clearly, make informed decisions, maintain a stable and positive mood, significantly strengthen your immune system, making you less susceptible to illness, and even improve your cardiovascular system, reducing the risks of many age-related diseases. All these aspects are interconnected and depend on the quality of nighttime rest. Every small but conscious step aimed at minimizing invisible stressors in the bedroom brings you closer to a state of true well-being, inner harmony, and longevity. This is a path to a full and happy life. It's not just about avoiding potential harm or eliminating discomfort, but about actively contributing to your own healing, recovery, and thriving at every stage of life, ensuring you get the complete and quality rest that is the foundation for an active and happy old age. This is a proactive approach to health. May your every night be filled with deep, truly restorative sleep that brings a sense of complete renewal and readiness for a new day filled with possibilities. Such sleep is the key to productivity and a good mood. May every morning bring not only physical vigor, but also mental clarity, a surge of vital energy, and a sincere feeling of joy from each new day you greet with gratitude. This allows you to live each day to the fullest. May your heart be filled with peace and tranquility, knowing that you have taken all possible steps for your well-being and protection, creating ideal conditions for rest. This gives confidence and inner harmony. Self-care is a continuous and multifaceted process that requires attention and mindfulness, and even the seemingly most insignificant changes in daily life and the environment can lead to amazing and long-term results that will exceed all expectations. Constant attention to detail pays off. It is important to remember that you deserve the best rest your body can offer, and the power to change this for the better is entirely in your hands. Responsibility for your own well-being lies with each individual. You have all the necessary knowledge and opportunities to transform your sleeping space into a true sanctuary for health and tranquility. May each new day bring you the realization that your path to well-being always remains clear, filled with inspiration and new discoveries that lead to a full and joyful existence.